day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is hump day. That's right. It's Wednesday. It's hump day, ladies and gentlemen. It's 11 a.m. on the dot. May 6th. Wednesday, May 6th, 2026. We're live. We're live. And I hope everyone's having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. It's another suit day. You already know what's up. It's how it is, baby. Dressed up like he's at the Met Gala. Dude, this is who I am. I'm a suit guy. Get used to it. Get used to it. Get with the program. We're dapper now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs, folks, we're live. We're alive. I got punched at a cop at the land sale. He swung at my friend and hit me instead. Damn. I hope you're all right, chatter. But you look like a Persian used car salesman. Great. Yeah. The dapper yapper. Yeah. We support your suit hyperfixation. Thank you. You need to get some gold tie clips, big bro. Maybe. All right. So I got the blast off memes, Druku. Thank you. But we're live. We're alive. This is part of the broadcast. Coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, 67 degrees and sunny here in Los Angeles, California. Stolen Tongva land. But that's where we're at. My 86-year-old grandmother found her talk with Zach Godlansky interesting and said she was glad there are people trying to sort things out. That's such a funny grandparent thing to say. Anyway. Can you address the slander against Turks? Wow. Wow. They don't want to see a Turk shine, bro. That's what it is. Schengen was voted most overrated NBA, most overrated player in the NBA by other players. Yeah, bro. They hate to see a Turk shine. That's what it is. Honestly, that's straight up what it is. That's what it is. Can you please watch this talks about the correlation between autism and leftist politics? No, I will not be watching that. Sorry. In any case, folks, this is part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news about what's going on in the world of Hasanabi Piker in between the time period where I press the stop streaming button and press the start streaming button. So help me God. That's what I'm going to do. Guy has only one hook shot from the right hand, nothing else. Shh. No slander for the Turkish goat. But yeah. In any case, folks. We're live. We're alive. Personal news-wise, what has happened in my world, in the world of Hasanabi Piker, between the time period where I press the stop streaming button, press the start streaming button, so help me God. I watched a bunch of Invincible. That's what I did. What is this? BD, they really want you back? What the heliante? Okay, I don't know what this is. But yeah. I'm sold on Steyer. Literally every other candidate is bought or paid for by corporations. This is the one time where being a billionaire means you're not beholden to corporate interests. Your collar and tie combos may need a little more attention to detail. What do you mean? Anyway, listen. I watched Invincible last night. Okay, and it was pretty good. It was very good. I don't know why I stopped. I think I stopped season 2 because like it started off in that alternate universe. Season 2 started off in the alternate universe and I didn't like that and I just stopped watching it. And I realize now that I shouldn't have done that. Oh my God, shitty animation is so good. Okay, calm down. Anime purists, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from you. But yeah, Invincible season 3 was better. Okay, well, I'm on season 2 right now, and I'm halfway through, and I kind of like it. So, in any case, that's all I did. Hanging out with the fam, watching a little bit of Invincible. Woke up early, did a bunch of phone calls, scheduled some guests on the stream. We'll be having Evan Hill from Washington Post. He is a forensic architecture guy. Well, technically, he's an OSINT guy who does some online forensics, chatters. We're going to try something new today. We're going to just let these guys just scream in the chat. I don't give a fuck if my chat logs are permanent. Lemon Fayal. I came to say fuck this animal abuser. Brother, I don't know who duped you or how hard they duped you, but that dog back there, the one that's sleeping, she lives a better life than you. Okay? I don't know if it's because you're like, oh, you're an ideological opponent of mine, and it's a much easier way to fucking say, to falsely claim that you're a dog abuser, or if you genuinely think that I am a dog abuser. I don't know, but let me tell you something, okay? Yes, I'm famous. Oh, that's all this was? Okay. All right. What's the whiteboard for? Oh, Professor John cosplay. Yeah. But yeah, let's try something new today. I'm just gonna let this shit slide. A left-wing streamer on some Democrats' bad side is turning his attention to California. This is such a funny way to describe me, but fuck it, I'll take it. Melissa Barrera. Oh yeah, I saw this. I love her. She's goated. I've tried to get her on the broadcast. I don't know if she's down. Yeah, Dr. Jihad. Dr. Jihad cosplay. Anyway, I was hoping to be tutored in racism by Professor Jihad. One day I'll show you. My Wired interview's out. Hasan Piker, self-described Ayatollah of woke, wants AI to die. Yeah, I issued a fatwa on AI. Okay, that's true. One Korea is dead. I saw, but let's be real. If they want it dead, then it's dead. You know? If Best Korea doesn't want to reunify, it is what it is. Anyway, where was I? Okay, so personal news was, yeah, I did some phone calls, some stuff like that. I was asked to do this Kathy Hochul phone bank thing, and of course I was down to do it. As always, much love to the DSA New York comrades. You know, they're great. They're doing great work out there. Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to freaking do it. Lifting lately? Yes, I am. What is this? Yo, I just saw a poster in my San Francisco neighborhood for an anti-Hasan Piker protest. Wait, what? Did you snap a photo of it? I don't think I'm this serious of a person. I don't think like Israel supporters have organized a protest. What is this? Found an SF. Brags about paying for sex. Feminist rhetoric, different reality. Hasan Piker bragged on stream about paying for sex at a Berlin brothel while calling himself a feminist ally. Actions speak louder than rhetoric. Feminism isn't performative. Oh, no. They tapped into the swerfs, bro. Swerfs are the craziest. Fix your collar. Fix the back of your collar and suit, please. Wait, what? It's fine. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, no. They tapped into the swerfs. It's like... Pod Save the World boys mentioned you work out with one of their coworkers named Jordan. Yeah, it's true. I do. I used to train in the same facility. I think maybe it's a joke about the tweet. This is like, he said rape allegations don't matter. Hasan Piker publicly dismissed sexual violence, calling them rape hallucinations. We believe survivors. We demand better. Oh, this is, yeah. So the Israel defenders, insane lore, your IRL friends are your biggest ops.
Guys, to say it tastes like a Turkish delight. Not at all. That's exactly how I describe Hasan's penis flavor.
Dude, come on. We can't be doing jokes right now. Like, we can't be doing jokes right now. I don't know what you guys... I think there is no org named in these flyers. This is just one crazy person, probably. I think some of you guys have to understand that, like, there's time for jokes, there's time for no jokes, okay? Like, what the fuck? I'm finding new versions of this. She spoke out. His audience piled on. In 2022, a black woman critic was met with a wave of coordinated harassment after she spoke about Hasan Piker on stream as a documented pattern. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Bro, are these people okay? America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it. They need new dirt on you, King. This shit is ancient. Can you do some actual bad shit to make it more interesting? Dude, you piss off. It's so funny that, like, Israel defenders are basically like the most schizo politics people out there, where they just dial in. Like, they have no chill. Okay, there's no, like, there's not even an investment into making themselves seem like they're normal. They're just like, I am not okay. I'm an insane person. Like, I've never met someone who's made it their life's mission to defend Israel come across like even a remotely normal person. They have no investment in this whatsoever, where they're just like, I am the most insane person you have ever fucking encountered in your life. I'm going to make it literally everybody else's problem. Like, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny to see how hard they go. So is this a counter protest against your event with Shoycott? I don't get it. Yeah. I'm an SF. I'll rip those signs off for you. Fuck those haters. I mean, watch your fingers. Sometimes these people, the real freaks, will put, they'll put what is it called? Like razor blades underneath the posters. Yeah. So if you're gonna do something like that, make sure that's an old Nazi tactic. Okay. So yeah, be careful. I'm not saying these guys will go that far, but you also have to be careful. Anyway, but thanks for teaching me about Dave's Hot Chicken. Finally had some. Holy shit. Today is Luigi Mangioni's birthday. Yeah, Dan Stalkman wrote an article. I know, I covered it yesterday briefly. It's like disgusting. Abdullah Sayed and the Decline of the Senate. Guy who's literally a fucking Rhodes Scholar, double doctorate, okay, worked in public health, and abolished 300,000 Michiganders like medical debt. That guy is not good enough for that guy is not good enough for the Senate. Like, he's the best. He's too good for the Senate, if anything. And of course he's Muslim, so Dan Stalkman, who has no qualifications, barely literate, Dan Stalkman gets to write a fucking article for Israel's favorite newspaper, the Free Press, disparaging him. We'll talk about Ted Turner in a second. But in any case, 50 bones. Beula Jr., thank you for the 50 bones. Yeah, we got a lot going on today. We're going to get into all of that and more. Let's blast off real quick. Straight pause for the ceasefire. California governor debate. Dems W in special elections. Trump expensive W in Indiana. Oil plunges. Market surge. DSA call to demand Kathy Hochul tax the rich later. Talking to Evan Hill of WAPO on extensive U.S. base damage in Gulf. Anyway, get in now. Ted Turner, a.k.a. Jane Fonda Fumbler. I didn't know that. He's lived a storied life. I will say, in some ways, I do feel how do I say this? I feel a little bit simpatico to someone like Ted Turner. I feel like maybe I'm silly, but they don't make him like that anymore. You know, there is no like current modern day media equivalent of a guy like Ted Turner, which is kind of lame when you think about it. Like, I know you are silly, lol. No. It's just like, I know he's not like the best. Obviously, he's like a very, very unbelievably, unfathomably wealthy guy. But he also was like, you know, he was straight up a fucking like media demon who had unique interests, eclectic interests, who actually pursued said eclectic interests. Whereas like nowadays you have the equivalence of this is like what? There's none. There's nothing. Yeah. And I'll go through some of the things that he said in the past for you guys to understand. Maybe I feel a little sympathetic because I'm a media guy who you guys think is unfathomably wealthy, nowhere near like Ted Turner wealth, obviously, but I too am a media guy who has made controversial remarks for the time period that technically wasn't wrong, but he was, they demanded he apologize, right? And of course, I'm talking about him saying Israel's doing terrorism in 2002. And even hitting the Mahmoud Mamdani, the Mahmoud Mamdani line of the Palestinians are doing suicide bombs because they have nothing else. Israel is, on the other hand, one of the strongest militaries in the region. I would go so far as to say they are the ones who are doing terrorism. Who's to say it's just the Palestinians doing terrorism? You know, stuff like that. Maybe that's what it is. It's hard for me not to feel a sense of sympathy for the founder of CNN a little bit, because it's just, he's the last of a bygone era. You think about like Anthony Bourdain. This actually ties into Anthony Bourdain as well. Okay. There aren't guys like this anymore. There aren't people who are well-read, intellectual, have like unique interests, have some political perspectives that go outside of the confines of whatever the fucking neoliberal State Department interests are. You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't happen anymore. I can't think of like an equivalent here. Like, you got fucking Peter Thiel, you got Palmer Luckey, you got Elon Musk. These guys all suck. Okay, this doesn't like. I don't I'm not trying to say that it's good that, you got, billionaire philanthropists or whatever. I'm just saying that even on the billionaire philanthropist side, there's a diminishment of the quality. Okay. Like, where are the interesting super wealthy guys? Like, Gaben is the only guy I can think of that is unfathomably wealthy and has his own like unique interests and pursues them, right? Like, Mark Cuban is not anywhere near as interesting as like Ted Turner was, right? Nowhere near as interesting. I mean, I guess we have the Roy Singham guy. He's not even a billionaire, but Roy Singham is a example of this, like the PSL guy, the guy who funds like all that stuff from China. Yeah, Valve Gaben. Gaben is an interesting, eclectic billionaire kind of guy. I mean, he is. I don't know. Anyway, let's continue.
He changed the world.
Known as the Mouth of the South and Captain Outrageous, Ted Turner built a media empire that changed cable news forever.
I didn't have any upper limits to how far we could go.
Champion, philanthropist, environmentalist.
I don't know how to quit. It's not in my genes.
But growing up wasn't easy for Ted. Born in Cincinnati, Ohio in 1938, his parents sent him to boarding school when he was just 4 years old.
I didn't like boarding school. I wanted to be home.
Ted's
so sad.
little sister, whom he adored, died of lupus at 17. About 2 years later, Ted dropped out of Brown University. He'd been studying classics until his father cut off the money.
He thought I was wasting my time.
So he went to work for his dad's billboard company. But tragedy struck again when
Nothing boomers do impress me because they were basically living on easy mode. Chatter, this is not a regular boomer. He was also unbelievably wealthy. Like, he comes from a wealthy family. It's not like, it's not like he came from like a broken home, and he was like very broke growing up or anything. He just, he comes from a very wealthy background on top of everything else. It's just like, look, do you want to know why I like Ted Turner? I'll tell you why. One, obviously Jane Fonda, kind of cool. Okay. If you're at that level and you're like, and you go after a babe like Jane Fonda, I'm going to give you a little bit of respect. Okay? That's number one. Number two, let's read some of his controversial comments. Turner once called observers of Ash Wednesday Jesus freaks, though he apologized and dubbed opponents of abortion bozos. In 1999, Turner made a joke about Polish mine detectors. Ted Turner himself is Polish, by the way. When asked about Pope John Paul II, after a harsh response from the Polish deputy foreign minister, Radek Sikorski, Turner apologized. That story is actually very funny. They were like, what would you say to the Pope if you met him? And he said, I would point to my foot and go, have you ever seen a Polish mine detector? And I would just point down to my foot. That's the joke he made. Obviously, the Polish got very mad. Do you kind of understand why I have a little bit more sympathy for this guy, regardless of him being an evil billionaire media demon? Do you see? Like, he has all of my interests, and he has stepped on similar landmines over and over again. Okay, from Polish jokes to shitting on the ultra Christian. To this part, which is very good as well. In 2002, Turner accused Israel of terror. The Palestinians are fighting with human suicide bombers. That's all they have. The Israelis, they've got one of the most powerful military machines in the world. The Palestinians have nothing. So who are the terrorists? I would make a case that both sides are involved in terrorism. He then, of course, had to apologize for that remark in 2011. And about the 9/11 hijackers, he said... I forget what he said about the 9/11 hijackers, but he said something like that. He said something about the 9/11 hijackers as well. And he said, look, I'm a very good thinker, but sometimes grab the wrong word. I mean, I don't type my speeches and then sit up there and read them off the teleprompter. You know, I wing it. Also in 2008, Turner asserted that on PBS's Charlie Rose that if steps are not taken to address global warming, most people would die and the rest of us will be cannibals. Turner also said in the interview that he advocated Americans having no more than 2 children. In 2010, he stated that the People's Republic of China's one-child policy should be implemented. Oh, Turner calls attackers brave but a little nuts. Oh. Hey, yo! I mean, come on, dude. This is what I mean when I say they don't make him like this no more. Like, think about fucking Tom Steyer, okay? Think about Tom Steyer and the way that he talks, the way he carries himself. Like, he's the closest equivalent here, like an eclectic billionaire who's like deeply invested in doing shit outside of what billionaires do nowadays. Like, we don't have guys like this, okay? We don't have guys like this anymore. So I do feel a little fucking, Yeah, he also mentioned Bush and praised Fidel Castro, of course. Terrorists are brave, Ted. What are heroes? Ted Turner has crammed his foot into his mouth once again, this time calling the Twin Tower terrorists brave, comparing President Bush to Roman dictator Julius Caesar. Stunning an audience of students at Brown University Monday night, the man known as the Mouth from the South and Captain Outrageous also commended Cuban dictator Fidel Castro. Do you understand? Do you fucking understand what I mean when I say he's just... I wish we had more guys like this. Ted Turner's not Polish? I thought he was. Am I wrong? Was he a WASP through and through? I thought, where did I get that idea? I might be wrong. Turner is an English name. Half these guys don't have use their real fucking last names, bro. He was Turkish. Anyway. Not to mention that he was a wrestling guy who once owned his own promotion. Yeah. So, do you understand why I feel a little bit sympathetic to this guy, though? Do you get it? His name is Robert Edward Turner III. I think he was as waspy as they come. I don't know where I got he was a Polish idea from. Are you debating Van Jones? Great question. I'm supposed to, but he stopped responding to me in the DMs. So I don't know. I want to, but fire writing, Chatter, this is not this is a classic. Okay? This person didn't come up with that on his own. Okay? This is a real fucking Zhou Enlai statement between the Chinese premier Zhou Enlai and Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev. I'll show you the OG in a second. New virus incoming. What the fuck? What is happening? What the fuck? What new virus? Hantavirus? What is it? The hantavirus kills you too effectively for it to become a full-blown pandemic. Is the kind of jaded analysis I look for from a virologist. What the fuck is hantavirus? Anyway, this was the this is from the California debate last night.
No, I have said that billionaires like me should pay more taxes and the big corporations should pay more taxes.
Excuse me,
and
you
that's
literally
why,
said...
if this proposition is on the ballot in November, I'll vote for it. But going forward, we do need to go further. This is a one-time tax, and it also doesn't spread the money across the government the way everything else goes. And specifically, it doesn't go to education and teachers and students, which is a critical need in the state of California. The tax I'm proposing to close a corporate real estate tax loophole is more money, and it's spread throughout
I
the
have
only
not-
candidate
I
that's
have not
actually
gotten-
balanced two budgets.
Congressman.
I'm confused. Do you support the billionaire's tax that is going to be on the ballot in November?
Yeah. We watched this happen in real time, right? I'm the daughter of farmers, she said. You're a billionaire. We have nothing in common. Perhaps we do, murmured her New Yorker antagonist. What? Blustered Porter. We are, responded Steyer, both traitors to our class. So the original here, the original is a Khrushchev Zhou Enlai conversation, okay, where that's what Zhou Enlai says to Nikita Khrushchev, right? This is also about how Khrushchev betrayed, it's at the time it was one of the issues that the Chinese had with the Soviets was that they had betrayed the Marxist-Leninist fundamentals, and they were no longer beholden to the original principles of Lenin. This is like in the de-Stalinization period, if I remember correctly, and China did not like that. However, regardless of my criticism of Khrushchev, I've also I also still maintain the position that he was a fucking lion, as you guys know, for bringing nukes to Cuba and allowing Cuban development to flourish in the aftermath of the Cuban Revolution. And the USSR did do a bunch of unbelievably cool things internationally during the Khrushchev period. So, every leader, everyone makes mistakes, but then they also have their moments, right? You gotta look at the positives, you gotta look at the negatives. So everybody has those days. This was, I saw this Van Jones thing. That's why you grade politicians on a curve. How would you grade Tom Steyer? I mean, I have no way to make an assessment on what he's going to be like right now, but in his current race, he is the best option. I have said that. You got to stop settling, my man. We leftists should only accept people who have never made a single mistake. Okay, well, obviously I myself have made many. So, yeah, I don't know how we got here. We were talking about Ted Turner, and I want to get back to that first. But yeah, so Ted Turner glazed a little bit, even though he's fucking billionaire media demon responsible for CNN. He was kind of cool.
His father killed himself.
He went against everything that he taught me, to be courageous and hang in there.
Ted took over the family business and coped with the loss by working even harder.
He said,
there's a crazy fucking wording to use there.
Set your goals so high that you can't achieve them in your lifetime.
When Ted wasn't working, he turned to the sport he loved, sailing.
We gotta go fast as we can here.
And won the sport's top race, the America's Cup.
I had worked very hard. It took me a number of years to become a champion.
He put that same drive into expanding the business. In 1970, Ted bought a struggling TV station.
It was a broken down UHF television station in Atlanta. He was going to transform UHF television into...
He was also a stud. Like, he was hot. Bro, Mr. USA 2025 just replied to the Yale student speech you reposted. I'm Republican, but this is fire. Lamau. Wait, what is it? Which one is it? It's the other girl who was talking about capitalism, right? And American imperialism. Mr. USA 2025? Who the fuck is Mr. USA 2025?
This new world of satellite television.
Ted renamed the station WTBS, and it became the country's first superstation.
What Ted made happen.
Check logs for quick hantavirus recap. Guys, I'm not going to fucking get into the hantavirus recap right now. Oh my God. Some of you are seemingly unbelievably excited at the prospect of talking about yet another fucking virus developing. Okay. We are not going to do that right now. Please stop spamming hantavirus related shit. Okay. We will get there eventually. Okay. Stop.
Was just as important as the internet revolution.
Hantavirus is serious stuff. It's going to be bad. Please read about it. I'm going to get to it, man. I'm just not doing that right now. That's my fucking point. Jesus Christ.
Revolution of the 90s and 2000s.
But starting out, Ted needed content. He bought the Atlanta Braves and broadcast their games nationwide.
The Atlanta Braves.
The Braves became America's team.
When we bought them in 1976, they were terrible.
By 1995, Ted and his team were World Series champs. As he built the superstation, he set his sights even higher on a 24-hour news channel.
I worked till 7 o'clock, and when I got home, the news was over. So I missed television news completely, and I figured there were lots of people like me.
People did look upon that as a foolish idea that was destined for failure, but they underestimated Ted Turner.
Most of the leaders of the world thought Ted was nuts.
We sign on June 1, and barring satellite problems in the future, we won't be signing off until the world ends. We'll be on, we will cover it live.
As based as he is, 24/7 news caused irreparable damage to our society. Yeah, 100%. Yes, CNN has been at the forefront of the brain poison that is American televised media, for sure. Yeah, it's terrible, but he's not based. No, he had his moments. Come on, bro. He literally fucking said Fidel Castro was dope. He literally said the 9/11 hijackers were brave, but a little crazy. That's what he said. Come on, man. Are you fucking kidding me? He said, he said they want to hate on a hustler like you. Yeah, he gave us Adult Swim, Toonami, very important for me specifically. Yeah, he's the Robert Oppenheimer of brain poison and 24/7 news in some ways, but he also had some cool ass moments.
I dedicate the news channel for America, the cable news network.
Take 11, Mike Keelam.
CNN aired its first broadcast on June 1st, 1980.
Good evening, I'm David Walker.
And I'm Lois Hart. Now here's the news.
It took 5 years to turn a profit.
I lived for 20 years in my office.
He was one of us. I mean, he would be in his house coat down having breakfast in the Hard News Cafe.
And we'll get better by the end of the week.
Critics called it chicken noodle news. But the Gulf War would give CNN the respect it deserved.
You can hear the bombs now. They are hitting the center of this city.
It was the first time a war was broadcast live on television, and it was only on CNN.
I still believe that was the greatest scoop in the history of journalism.
You can see her there.
Ted didn't care as much about ratings as he did about being the most trusted name in news.
Ted also cared about the world. Over a 10-year period, he donated a...
Who gives a fuck about Ted Turner law? I mean, I do. And also, I mean, he's a very impactful guy. It's kind of funny to just be like, who gives a fuck about this guy? But like, I mean, he invented CNN, dude. What are you talking about? Like, we hate it, sure. It's understandable, but why though? Not trying to be antagonistic, but seriously wondering, like, what's this guy's impact? Guys, he is the guy, the inceptor of the modern 24/7 news cycle. Are you guys fucking rage baiting me? What is happening? Read a book. Oh my God. Someone read a book, any book. Pick up any book right now. It might be a dictionary. It doesn't fucking matter. It might be a coloring book. It might be Kash Patel's book about the plot against the king. Just start reading. Oh my God. What the fuck is going on? I picked up Hillbilly Elegy. It's fine. Just read something.
$1 billion to the United Nations.
I'm no poorer than I was 9 months ago, and the world is a lot better off.
And he expanded his empire, launching networks like TNT and Turner Classic Movies. In his personal life, Ted was married and divorced twice with 5 children before he finally met his match, Jane Fonda.
She agreed to have dinner with me. For me, it was love at first sight.
I can't ever forget the reasons that made me fall in love with him. I've never met any human being that thinks the way Ted does.
Ted was a visionary, a titan, even Time Magazine's Man of the Year. But in 1996, he sold his networks to Time Warner. He got almost $8 billion.
I said, Ted, if you sell, you will no longer be captain of your own ship.
Ted Turner. Ted.
5 years later, Time Warner merged with AOL, and Ted was out.
Ted used the description, I've been fired. Ted got shafted, and it hurt.
It was more than just a company to me. It was a way of life.
Yeah, but what did he do? I'm gonna die. Bro invented CNN, okay? Like, baited? Okay.
He lost his empire and the love of his life. After 10 years of marriage, he and Jane parted ways.
But you love her still?
Yeah.
To this very day?
To this very day.
He fumbled the biggest baddie, Jane Fonda. Anyway, that's a big L. Big L for Ted. Big W for Ted, also big L for Ted.
But Ted never gave up. His final act, saving the planet. He created the UN Foundation and the Nuclear Threat Initiative. On his Montana ranch, he made it his mission to save the bison.
Hi. Well, you never go home, do you?
I know.
And he opened restaurants to ensure their survival.
Ted's love of the outdoors has made him perhaps the #1 environmentalist that I've ever known.
Before his 80th birthday, Ted revealed he had Lewy body dementia, a progressive disease. He spent his final years treasuring private moments, his ranch, and his family.
He wants to know that when he goes out, it will be with the love of his children and grandchildren.
You can never take away what he created and what he did.
We have never seen a man quite like Ted Turner before on this planet. And I don't think we'll ever see another one like him again.
There's the amazing American success story, the businessman, the visionary, the revolutionary who created really a media revolution. And you know, every single thing that followed him, anything in the 24/7 genre started with Ted Turner. Everything was a copy, if I dare say so myself, and not the best copies. He was the original, and he made us all proud, and he made us all hope.
If you want to consider it like the inciting incident to the creation of Fox News, you could potentially make that argument. But like, yeah, he's the guy who created the 24/7 news broadcast, right? CNN. And then obviously Rupert Murdoch is, in my opinion, a far worse media demon billionaire who is unfortunately still very much alive. But no, he didn't create Fox News. He created CNN. Okay, he created CNN. He is the guy who created the 24/7 news network. Okay, on cable television, he's the one who created that. Okay, before him, this did not exist. They didn't have like 24/7 news cycle. Fox copied his model and turned it into opinion editorials rather than the way that CNN was operating, which was supposed to be the way that CNN was operating at its inception was, unbiased, straight, objective reporting. Obviously, there's no such thing as unbiased reporting. Let's be real, but they did a good deal of State Department propaganda, as mainstream media is supposed to do, as mainstream media is tasked with doing. However, the way I thought PBS was unbiased, the Piker Broadcasting Service, the People's Broadcasting Service, is unbiased. It's the most unbiased that you can get. Just kidding. I'm just more open about my biases. So, yeah, CNN was the only one doing 24/7 reporting until the U.S. did the invasion of Iraq. But yeah, in some ways, he is like a Robert Oppenheimer style figure, if you want to look at like the bastardization of media or whatever. But and they were destructive in their Afghanistan and Iraq coverage. Yes, guys, this is not a defense. This is not a defense of like CNN in general. Okay. This is not a defense of CNN as an institution. I'm just telling you why he was an impactful person in media history, both in the United States of America and also around the motherfucking globe. Okay? That's it. Because people were like, what's up? What's up with this guy? Like, why are you covering this? So I'm explaining it to you. Okay? Ted Turner had a dinosaur named after him after he donated the fossils. Ted Turner had a dinosaur named after him, Sierraceratops turneri, after he donated the fossils found on his land to a museum. As far as billionaires go, he was well respected among paleontologists. Yeah, I'm not saying he's a great guy or anything like that. I'm just saying that he is an impactful figure in media history. But also, I do feel a little bit sympathetic to who he is, because he also had a lot of classic moments where he put his foot in his mouth, where he would say things that I think were objectively true, and then everyone would yell at him, including things about he's a 9/11 guy himself. He's also called Israel a terrorist state in 2002. That was what I was trying to fucking explain. He's defended Fidel Castro. So, like, what I'm saying is there is an enshittification that has taken place. This is just the reality under capitalism. It's not just the products that you consume and enjoy that are getting worse year over year. It's not the services that you take advantage of that are getting worse year over year. It's the fucking the class of the super wealthy guys who were eccentric that have also gotten significantly worse. Okay? That was the point that I was trying to make. Is Trump trying to retcon Ted Turner here? President Trump on the passing of Ted Turner. Ted Turner, one of the greats of all time, just died. He founded CNN, sold it, and was personally devastated by the deal because the new ownership took CNN, his baby, and destroyed it. It became woke and everything that he is not all about. Maybe the new buyers, wonderful people, will be able to bring it back to its former credibility and glory. Regardless, dude, he would kill himself, okay? Like, if he didn't have advanced dementia at his old age and recognized what was taking place with CNN post the initial merger that already was devastating for him, he probably would have just killed himself, okay? Yeah, sure. I'm sure he would have. I'm sure he would love the thing that he founded turning into a fucking flesh puppet for Donald Trump and the state of Israel. Like, definitely very exciting. Yeah, he's rolling in his undug grave currently. Regardless, however, one of the greats of broadcast history and a friend of mine, whenever I needed him, he was there, always willing to fight for a good cause, President Donald J. Trump. I mean, yeah. Turner calls 9/11 attackers brave, but a little nuts. I mean, that lives in my mind permanently. So, yeah, he was a little crazy. He was definitely a little crazy, a little interesting guy. But you know, obviously they're not going to fucking mention any of that shit on CNN.
All strive for his vision of a better world, whether it was in news or whether it was in the philanthropy. He was the first of the modern day philanthropists after the Carnegies and the Mellons and the Rockefellers of their generation.
Wanted to let you know I was watching Mersheimer on the Good Judge Napolitano show yesterday, and as an insult, he called the Trump administration a bunch of pikers. He hit the word hard too. Maybe that's why he's not coming on the show. That's crazy. Papa Mersh heard my name and was like, what am I, a piker? I'm not going on this guy's show. He also loves saying that's the $64,000 question. He's so fucking old. It's so awesome. Like, that is that is a, like, the $64,000 question, okay, was a game show from 1955, okay? That's why it's hilarious. Every time he goes, and that's the $64,000 question, I'm like, there is not a human being on the planet that knows what you are referencing, okay? They're not alive. They're all dead. You're the last guy. You and Judge Napolitano are the only two fucking people that know what this reference is, okay? This is like the first game show. Oh, it's so funny. He's such a boomer. I love the guy. All right, let's continue.
As Wolf just pointed out, when he gave $1 billion to the UN Foundation, and then Bill Gates, and then Warren Buffett, and then Michael Bloomberg, and all the others joined in to follow in that incredibly noble pursuit. He was big, huge on climate, and that's a global issue, obviously. He was way ahead of the curve on climate and climate mitigation. And I remember asking him in one of my last interviews with him, what would you say to the young people who look up to you and who want to make their own first $1 billion? How would you suggest they do that now? And he said, climate, green technology, the green economy.
Boo. Ugh.
He was so sure, and he was always so absolutely right. And as Wolf was saying, you know, he was somebody who believed in breaking down the barriers between peoples and between nations. I remember when I was still, you know, in 1980s in New York, and I was climbing up the ranks. I started in September 1983 in Atlanta. And I remember when he banned the word foreign, and I was absolutely devastated. I wanted to be a foreign correspondent like Edward R. Murrow and all those people. And he brought the word international. And it wasn't just a little thing. It was because he didn't want to drive, you know, a wedge into people by calling them foreign. And he didn't want to have separation. Imagine that kind of leader and what we're left with right now when everything's about, you know, weaponization of identities and beliefs and all the rest of it. He was exactly the opposite. When he took CNN International in 1985, what he did was not just be the first ever global
No, I'm saying boo because he's like, oh, you can make money off of, if you want to make $1 billion, it's like, or if you're a billionaire, you can work on the climate agenda. It's just like, I don't want to hear, I don't want to hear that he's a billionaire. I know he is, okay, but it's just, you know, it makes me cringe.
TV 24/7 behemoth network, but he also chipped down the walls of state and authoritarian regulated media. So all these nations where the people could only see what they were fed by their authoritarian leaders, and I'm now talking about that part of the world, you know, he gave them something else. He opened their eyes to the rest of the world. And I thought that was absolutely fundamental. And he said to us when we were in the Gulf War, he said, look, I'm not going to force anybody to be in Baghdad, which of course was the enemy capital. For
You're a multi-millionaire, buddy. His lifestyle was probably similar to yours. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, no, I live exactly like a bill. Yeah. Yeah, and no, famously, $1 billion is very close to my level of wealth and fortune. That's not exactly, but compared to a normal person, no, that's, what are you talking? A billionaire is so rich that a multimillionaire is closer to a homeless person than they are to a billionaire. That's not how the math works. You're just wrong. Open the schools. Objectively. What the fuck are you talking about? Crazy how you're acting like $1 billion is 1,000 millions. Yeah. What is $1 billion, dude? Like 1,000 of these millions? Like what? And that's just one of those billions. He had more than one of those billions. He made $8 billion off of just the first initial sale of CNN. 8,000 of them. What are you talking about? Yeah, 11 days versus 32 years, okay?
United States. We had been reporting in Saudi Arabia and around, and we also had distinguished ourselves as CNN, the reporters there in Baghdad. But when it came to the war, you had the president, you had the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, you had all these people call Tom Johnson, our president, and say, you better get your people out of Baghdad because it's going to be real.
Obviously, I agree with you, but their point is probably when it comes to lifestyle, beyond a certain point, being a multi-billionaire isn't even that much more luxurious. It's just a bragging rights thing. No, it literally, there is levels to this shit. We just don't even know how to fathom the levels to this shit. So no, it's objective. The only reason why we think that way is because people that are at that level, with the exception of like Elon Musk, know better and shut the fuck up about it. Okay? It's not even remotely close. Okay? There is absolutely varying layers of wealth. Like these people purchase mega yachts and shit, and it doesn't even put a dent in their overall finances. Like they purchase mega yachts worth more than whatever I will make for my entire lifetime, and they don't even think about that purchase. That purchase doesn't even, they purchase that with the like, for them, the amount of wealth they have is so unfathomable that a mega yacht that they purchase is like me purchasing a fucking slice of pizza with my current level of finances. And that mega yacht is worth more than I will ever be worth for the rest of my fucking life. Okay? They're purchasing a mega yacht like they're door dashing. That is the level of finances that they're operating on. It's just not even close. There's two reasons why we can't comprehend it, where it's like, it's just so unfathomably wealthy. Like the number difference is so vast, so large that we just can't comprehend it at all in our minds. That's how big it is. But then also on top of that, it's just, oftentimes these purchases are not done in broad daylight. So you have to Google it. You have to look at it. You have to search to see what they're up to.
They had a Navy with 159 ships, and now every ship is blown to pieces and lying at the bottom of the water. They had an Air Force, lots of planes, and they don't have any planes. They don't have any anti-aircraft. They don't have any radar left. Their missiles are mostly decimated. They have some. They have probably 19%, but not a lot by comparison to what they had. And their leaders are all dead. So I think we won. Now it's only a question of, look.
Bro, Hasanabi doesn't even have boat
right
money for
now,
LA. What do you mean boat money? Bro, I live in a fucking normal mid-sized home that people have called a multi-million-dollar mega mansion because it's like where it is. And I bought it with a fucking 30-year mortgage. Like, people make it seem like I just, you know.
To go a big step further. But
anyway, I'm not even going to get into my fucking finances. It's just such a dumb conversation to have.
Very good talks over the last 24 hours. It's very possible that we'll make a deal. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's good to see you. What are the status of these talks? Said they're very good. Just give us some insight as to where we are with them at this point.
And we've had some good talks before, as you know. Right. And all of a sudden, the next day, they're like, they forgot what happened. You know, they're proud. Like
Ted Turner had a more similar lifestyle to you. Sure, he had more land, but ate at local diners he owned and didn't have a mega yacht but a small sailboat. Dude, you're fucking nuts.
You get hit by somebody else that looks
Stop
like
justifying yourself over your wealth over and over again. Oh my God, I hate this conversation so much.
Pride. These people have great pride. The others do too. Enemies have great pride. We went into Venezuela. Smart people, great people. They have a really strong military. We won it very quickly, and we have a fantastic. It's been a great thing for Venezuela. The people are really happy. They're dancing in the streets because they have a lot of money coming in through the big oil companies that are all moving in. I was with ExxonMobil last night. The chairman was here, and we were talking about Venezuela, along with a lot of them. Chevron, they were all here last night. They all want to go there and elsewhere. We just hit a new high in the stock market. The stock market's the highest it's ever been. And I expected that the market would be down 20-25%. I was willing to do that to get rid of a crazy country. Crazy. The people, look, you know, you talk about regime change. Their first level leaders are dead. Their second level leaders are dead. Some of their third level leaders are dead. I call that regime change. But I thought we'd be down maybe 20%, and we're up. The stock market's higher now than when we started this war. And I thought oil prices would go to $200, $250. It's at $100 now. And I think you're surprised, and I'm surprised. But even if it went to 200,
cool. It was $77 to fill my tank. Yeah, but don't you feel patriotic? Don't you feel patriotic and good that Israel gets to do the Greater Israel Project unimpeded? Shouldn't you feel good about that?
An excursion down.
Are you anti-Semitic?
Because we can't let them have a nuclear.
I'm alerting the authorities to your location.
This is very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear.
Yeah, no, keep complaining, chatter.
As tough as they are, we want to keep them alive.
See if we'll allow that kind of anti-Semitism to manifest in this country.
Won't. And they've agreed to that, among other things. Yep.
Mr. President, you've had some recent back and forth with Pope Leo. I understand Secretary of State Marco Rubio is going to meet with the Pope tomorrow. What message do you hope he delivers to the Holy Father?
Well, I can tell you this, that as far as the Pope is concerned, and it's very simple. Whether I make him happy or I don't make him happy, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. And he seemed to be saying that they can. And I say they cannot. Because if that happened, the entire world would be hostage, and we're not going to let that happen. That's my only message.
Complaining about gas prices is anti-Semitic, unpatriotic, un-American.
We'll see you guys on June 14th.
Don't ever do it. Don't ever think about it. Don't ever think about doing it.
See a lot more.
I would never.
Of all the events on the South Lawn, why this event?
I think it's going to be the biggest event we've ever had at the White House. I mean, the White House doesn't really do athletic events for the most part. And these are all the greatest champions in the world. They're the greatest fighters in the world. You can tell by looking at them. These are the greatest fighters in the world. How do you think if you went into heavy training? Do you think you'd be?
I think those days are behind me.
It'd be a little tough. Right? Have a good time, everybody. Thank you.
I did the math. Somebody with $20 million is closer to someone with $0 than to one single billion. Also closer to someone with $100 in their pocket than to someone with $100 billion. I'm totally against paying higher taxes, but higher gas prices are great. Yeah, no, same. I mean, it makes me want to grind harder, so that's good. I think it's good. It's good. It's time. It's time that we pay more. I think that I think the working class in the United States of America has had it too good for too long, okay? Too cheap. Americans need to experience a little taste of Euro-style gas prices in a country with none of the Euro-style amenities, in a country where there is no alternative modes of transport like, they have in Europe. That's what's really cool about the situation. I mean, there is something inherent, there is something ironic about the fact that Trump's biggest supporters are obviously more likely to purchase, Ford F-350 pickup trucks and drive 45 minutes every fucking day both ways to the job site where they never actually touch any of the material because they are usually the managers at the construction site. So those guys are the ones who end up eating the biggest cost increases here. So, that is an interesting irony in this process here. Some of his biggest supporters are the ones who are paying the most money now. But obviously, we'll get into it. We got a lot going on. We got a lot to talk about. We're done with the Ted Turner glaze that everybody was left confused by on the broadcast. They don't make them like this anymore. They don't make them like they used to. I wish that we still had like some eclectic, wealthy people that did not shy away from saying things that, I may or may not have said as well. So, counterpoint, I know tons of Latinos with big trucks. Okay. So, chatters don't understand money. A senior engineer at a major tech firm in San Jose probably has a multi-million-dollar net worth, and the living standards are going to look a lot like an upper middle class union tradesman. Absolutely everything is degraded, including the quality of our rich and famous. Yeah. It's a very interesting predicament. Very interesting circumstance, in my opinion. It's just on the tax the rich issue, I argue your option is supported just to get you to pay more money. Yes. Will I be covering the FBI raid in Virginia? Yes. Lawfare, of course. Analyst Steven Zemler, who I really appreciate.